today I'm going to give you an introduction to the Bodhrán and a quick lesson. So the Bodhrán is a frame drum. Bodhrán actually kind of means deaf a scéalga. So usually it's a deafening instrument. So it used to be made from old sieves that they'd use to carry stuff. And they'd have the frame, and then they'd have a skin wrapped over it, and then they'd be carrying stuff like a tray. And then at night they'd leave it in beside the fire, and the skin would get very, very, very tight, and they'd start playing it. So it's a very tribal, it's a drum that was used like that. So around the 1960s, it started to be used in Irish traditional music, and this is the Bodhrán that we know today. So mine is a tunable drum. So as I tighten these little tuning pegs here, it pushes that ring up against the skin and makes it tighter. So if you listen, now if I tighten them all, much higher, okay? Now the reason you need to have a tunable skin is it's a live animal skin. This one is from a red deer that was killed up the north of Ireland that I cured myself here in Carlow. When the skin gets wet or very, very cold, it expands and goes really, really loose, so you need to tighten it. If it gets very, very hot and dry, it goes very, very tight, so you need to loosen it. So if you're playing a session in indoors, or let's say you're playing indoors and it's a busy room, and there's a lot of people in and it gets very, very warm, it'll go very, very tight. You'll need to loosen it. If you're playing outside, it'll get cold or it'll get damp, it'll go loose, you have to tighten it. That's why you need that control. Most of the older drums were not tunable. So this is more of a kind of new invention in the world of Bodhráns, but it's essential if you're going playing sessions. Now, playing the drum. So before we learn that, we'll put away the drum and I'll show you what the movement is. When you're playing the Bodhrán, the main movement you're doing is like you're turning a key. So if you hold your fist out in front of you like this, and then pretend you're turning a key, that is the movement you do, all right? It's all in the wrist and in the forearm. Okay, you should never be moving your arm or your elbow. The odd time it will move, but all the movement comes from your wrist here, like you're turning a key. So if we put a tipper or a kippeen in your hand, and then you turn the key, that's what makes the motion to hit the drum, okay? So whatever tipper you have, that's what happens. So you're turning the key. Now, on the drum. So you rest the drum on your non-dominant leg. So I'm right-handed, so it's going on my left leg. This hand goes inside to dampen it. We won't worry with this hand yet. We'll actually leave it up here, so you're not getting confused. And now, pretend you're turning the key, okay? And you're trying to hit with these two knuckles on your finger. Okay, so turning the key. Now, what you should be thinking is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if you say Black and Decker, Black and Decker, Black and Decker, Black and Decker. Okay? Now, if you don't have a Bodhrán, that's absolutely fine. You can use whatever you want. Most people use a cardboard box to start off with. I just have a copy here. Same thing. And that'll get you used to it. So the two main type of tippers I use, this one here is adjustable, has a kind of a snare sound. This is very, very hard for faster playing. And this is a third one actually. It's nice for getting notes. Okay, how do you hold it? There's many, many ways of holding it. The best way for a beginner to hold it is like a pencil, up near the top, maybe 3/4 of the way up, and then you're going to swing the bottom here. Okay, turn your key. What I like to do, I find it easier for faster playing. I hold it between them two fingers, wrap my whole hand around, and then same with this one. Wrap the two fingers around, and then your whole hand, and then. Last thing now is just two simple beats. So you often hear jigs and reels. For a reel, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'll be thinking, I'll use my hand. Black and Decker, Black and Decker, Black and Decker, Black and Decker. For a jig, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to be rashers and sausages, rashers and sausages, rashers and sausages. So the difference is Black and Decker, Black and Decker, Black and Decker, Black and Decker, and rashers and sausages, rashers and sausages, rashers and sausages. Lovely. Happy days. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, guys. Looking forward to seeing your videos.